It is now official. Joe Biden accepts the Democratic nomination for president and makes his case for the White House.
Tonight, we continue our 360 coverage on the final night of the Democratic National Convention. First, with a look back at tonight's highlights. Here's Denver 7's Gary Brode.
So it's with great honor and humility I accept this nomination.
Former Vice President Joe Biden officially becoming the Democrats' choice to be the next president of the United States of America.
I give you my word. If you entrust me with the presidency, I will draw on the best of us, not the worst. I will be an ally of the light, not the darkness. It's time for us, for we the people, to come together.
It's Biden's third attempt at the presidency, but his first as the party's nominee.
Under President Biden, America will not turn a blind eye to Russian bounties on the heads of American soldiers. Nor will I put up with foreign interference in our most sacred democratic exercise, voting.
During his speech, the president taking to Twitter saying in 47 years, Joe did none of the things of which he now speaks. He will never change, just words. Hours earlier, President Trump speaking at a rally held just outside of Scranton, Pennsylvania, where Biden was born.
Joe Biden is the candidate of these privileged liberal hypocrites who hold you and your values in disdain, but you can send them all a thundering message on Election Day by voting for Trump-Pence.
Biden's primary opponents, including Senator Cory Booker and Mayor Pete Buttigieg, giving their support.
I believe in the dream of our ancestors. Together with Joe and Kamala in the White House, we'll raise the minimum wage so no one who works a full-time job in America lives in poverty.
This is a contest for the soul of the nation. And to me, that contest is not between good Americans and evil Americans. It's the struggle to call out what is good in every American.
Gary Brode, Denver 7.
And right after tonight's speech, Colorado Congressman Ken Buck, head of the state Republican Party, said that convention once again shows Democrats support an extreme and costly agenda.
The party's vice chair telling Denver 7 a short time ago she heard a lot about light, hope, and love in tonight's speech, but not how that would translate into policy.
And we know from the policies that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are putting forward, they want to ban all fracking, which would deeply impact jobs in Colorado. They want to raise taxes, which would impact our working class families here in Colorado.
And Burton Brown adds that Biden's had 47 years in office to fix America's problems, and he shouldn't need 4 more.
So with the DNC wrapped up tonight, we'll be keeping an eye on what's called a post-convention bounce, a term used to describe an increase in support in the polls. Since 1968, campaigns on average have received a 5% increase in support following conventions. But some predict a bump will be more difficult this year for Democrats. TV ratings have significantly dropped. About 7 million fewer people watched the DNC this year on television. Now, Biden's team is dismissing the poor ratings. They say more people are tuning in on their laptops and smartphones, and they are confident a bump in the polls is still possible.
We've really thought about how we can reach people on non-traditional platforms, and how we can really make this a dynamic experience.
Republican officials tell Denver 7's political team they have been privately watching the Democrats to get ideas on what worked and what didn't. And today we learned around 70 former Republican national security officials, even former members of the Trump administration, came out in support of Biden. We'll, of course, keep you updated once those poll numbers come out.
And on Monday, the Republican National Convention will begin, and the lineup of speakers is starting to take shape tonight. Among them, Patricia and Mark McCloskey, the couple who pointed their guns at Black Lives Matter protesters outside their St. Louis home after protesters walked on their property. Other speakers include Nick Sandman, a former Covington Catholic high school student whose interaction with a Native American elder in Washington went viral, and Andrew Pollack, father of Parkland school shooting victim. We'll continue our 360 coverage Monday night on Denver 7 News at 10 and all week long.